Hey there, it's Whitney, and I want to talk to you about how to know when your loved ones are around you, what signs they send us. So, the first group of signs that I'm going to talk about are tangible signs. You can simply know that they're there if you start seeing the same things over and over, like a feather or a penny, or perhaps you hear their name over and over. Now, this can seem really trivial because our logical mind goes, nah, no way. But I'm going to give you an example. Now, our loved ones also include pets. So it's not just our human loved ones. But my mom and dad's dog passed, and his name was Quincy. Quincy is not a common name. I was watching a TV show the day of his passing, and someone in the TV show or movie, it was kind of in the background, said, what's your name? And the character said Quincy. He said, oh, that's a really odd name, or a different name, unique name, and I really like it. And the guy said, it was a comedy, said, thanks, I was named after my dad's dog. I thought, well, that's this dog that's passed. So I know that sounds super trivial, right? But those actually are things that come through. So it was a confirmation that Quincy, the dog, my dad's dog, was okay in spirit. But more commonly, we get more signs such as birds staring at us or butterflies coming, and we're like, where's this butterfly coming from? And it's not just your everyday occurrence. Usually it's one that sits and kind of spends time with you or comes right in front, or you're driving and a hawk just goes right over the car, right in your line of sight, or something like that. And just letting you know that they're there. Number two group of signs that I'm going to talk about are thoughts. So we just start thinking about them sometimes out of nowhere, or like, and we just kind of get their picture in our mind, or we start to feel them, or we have a memory that's triggered, or maybe their name pops up. And whenever we start thinking about those things, then guess what? They are around. So we go, why am I smelling what my grandmother's house used to smell like? Weird. Oh, I remember when I spent time with her, XYZ. That's your loved one in spirit coming in to say hello. So they actually inspire thoughts and inspire those feelings and trigger those memories. We can smell them. We can feel them. Maybe we feel this love and this energy around, or maybe we actually feel it like a touch on our body. And sometimes we can feel those supportive feelings that they have for us. Maybe we see a name or see a face, and don't let that scare you, but if you're clairvoyant or if you're clairaudient, you might hear their name. Those things are just quite common. But I would say, if you really haven't developed the clairvoyance or clairaudience, the most common is just having that thought that pops up. And the number three group of signs that I wanted to talk about, so the third group of signs, would be when we start taking action on a habit or activity that they used to do. So, an example, if someone used to cook, we go, I want that recipe. I just want to make that recipe that my great aunt used to make, or that my mom used to make, something like that. Or we might say, my grandfather was really good at woodworking. I want to know how to do that skill. Or perhaps you have this overwhelming feeling to talk to another family member, and you have a different perspective than maybe you normally would. So an example, maybe an elder that has passed into spirit when they were living was very understanding and nurturing of someone in your family. And let's say you're just annoyed. You're like, ugh, this guy never gets their act together. I don't know what's going on. And maybe all of a sudden you have this overwhelming sense of compassion and love for this person. And most likely that's one of your loved ones in spirit trying to help you to come to a different perspective, come from your heart, come from a different place. So when we start getting inspired with actions, then we know that they're around, and that would be more inspired with their actions. And the number four, so the fourth group of signs that I wanted to talk about would be dreams. Yeah, we dream about them. We will see their face and remember them vividly, or sometimes it makes no sense, but they're just in our dream. We're like, why are they in our dream? I didn't really talk to them, but I saw them. Well, it's because they're here and they just wanted to say hi. So knowing that they're around when they show up in dreams. Now, I've had many dreams. Some have been super vivid where I've had great conversations, and sometimes just a little bit of a hello. Maybe you didn't even talk to them. It's just a knowing that they're there. You don't have to have an interaction with them, but sometimes they're just right there to make sure that they are coming through for you. And I want to say the fifth group of signs that you can have is when you start talking about them or you start hearing about them a lot. And that could be other people. So other people saying something about their grandmother, and their grandmother had this and had that. And so it's coming through from somebody else, is what I'm trying to say. So sometimes another person's actually delivering the message to us. Maybe it's somebody in the family that's saying, you know, I keep thinking about this, or I keep thinking about that. Maybe you're at the grocery store and someone keeps saying their name over and over. Or maybe you are out in public and somebody has an uncanny resemblance to a loved one that you knew. Or maybe their name is that loved one that you knew. And then know what happens? Generally, you're going to say, okay, I met this person named Nelson. And then 3 hours later, I met another person named Nelson. Isn't that weird? Maybe 3 days from there, you find another person named Nelson. So the names keep popping up, and those are your loved ones because your loved one was named Nelson. So those are some examples of how things can come in. All right, well, I hope you're doing well and looking forward to connecting with you soon.